Clock is ticking for Kentucky's hemp industry. Changes to the federal definition of hemp were included in the bill President Trump signed last fall to end the 2025 federal government shutdown, initiating a ban that could take effect this November. Several proposals have emerged to give the industry some relief. Spearheaded by Kentucky lawmakers, Senator Rand Paul introduced a bill for states to opt out of the ban, and Congressman Andy Barr made an announcement on his proposal Friday. RWB political analyst Jonathan Miller is general counsel for the U.S. Hemp Roundtable.
The Paul bill would allow for states to regulate products, and states like Kentucky ban harmful synthetic products. There are bad products out there, and we've got to crack down on them. But the solution is not a ban; it's a regulation. And again, that's where Andy Barr's potential bill would come in.
Miller says Barr has been working on a federal framework to replace the ban. He says he is cautiously optimistic about both of those proposals. And also worth mentioning, Congressman Jamie Comer has filed an amendment to the Farm Bill to extend the deadline by another year before the ban takes effect. But Miller is a little less hopeful on that one. Representative Lockett, let's start here with you. Between these proposals or any others you may have in mind, what would you ultimately like to see happen here?
I think it's important that this is an issue that I believe gets passed to the states, and so I'm encouraged. I like the idea of saying, that states could opt out of the ban. I think in Kentucky this is especially important. I'm glad that our legislators are working on this, and so I would like to see that come about because it's important. I mean, this is an important thing here in Kentucky.
Jared?
Full disclosure, did in the podcast, so I'm going to be honest. I rep the Hemp Association.
Oh, sorry, he's out.
Lobbying but it's important. It's a cause. It's a cause that I truly believe in because Kentucky is the leader of this industry. The legislature back in I think 16 or 17, passed the framework for the hemp industry to exist in Kentucky, and farmers grow it. We have the fathers are passing their farms down to sons, literally, and this ban really came out of nowhere and just caught everybody flat-footed, and it would kill $60 million, depending on what you count, industry that Kentucky is actually the leader of. We have the nation's only Fulbright scholar has a place here in Lexington, a Fulbright scholar on hemp, and so don't pull the rug out. That's the worst thing we can do for this industry. That's going to hurt farmers. It's going to hurt small business owners. This is everybody. Barr, Comer, and Paul are all doing the right things.
So this ban was largely pushed by Senator McConnell, during that CR debate, if you can remember from last fall. Now he's been insistent that this isn't going to totally rug pull the industry, but those who are connected to it are saying that it definitely will. Whenever I was speaking with Jonathan this week, he felt like many Congress people feel like they were misled on this. On Thursday, President Trump wrote on social media that he is calling on Congress to update the law to ensure that Americans can continue to access the full spectrum CBD products they have come to rely on and that help them while preserving Congress's intent to restrict the sale of products that pose health risks, end quote. Does Trump's thumb on the scale move the needle on this, and do you think we could even see more proposals than the one we've just discussed here?
I think it does move the needle. I think when the president says something like that and gets behind an issue like this, kind of jumps on board with what Barr and Comer are trying to do, and Paul as well, I think it does move the needle because I think what you see out of Congress is a lot of legislators going, hey, wait a second, this is going to harm this industry. And I'm super glad to see our Kentucky folks kind of saying, hey, let us put these forward, and the president coming behind them and going, yeah, we do need to do this. So I think it does move the needle.
Jared?
Oh, I think it's a great help. I mean, I really do. I think certain industry groups were upset of the intoxicating part that came out of the Delta 9, out of the Farm Bill and the hemp. But regulate that, tax it heavily, regulate it. Put enforcement mechanisms on it. The industry is very clear. They want the Chinese synthetic stuff out of all those gas stations. They want everybody to be tested. They want regulation. They want to pay taxes. They want to be good players, good actors in the system. So it's a unique Kentucky industry. It's an agricultural industry at the end of it. It needs to stay and thrive.
Just under a minute left here. What could be some unintended consequences in your mind from any of these proposals?
I think all of them are great. The idea is, it was when they passed the ban, everybody's like, the ban's not going to end on that day. We're going to move it, or we're going to have it fixed by then. I don't have much faith in Congress. No offense to the congressmen up there and my friends are up there, but they don't, they're not really functional right now on some levels. So I'm glad to see a lot of momentum from different areas, both federally and state, moving forward.
Last word on this. Any thoughts on unintended consequences?
I would agree. I don't really see any. I mean, I think these are great proposals. I think it's fixing something that was kind of broken by a previous bill. So I think they're good.
All righty. Thanks to you both. We'll be right back.